stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
Still trying to the riches.
East Coast and 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast.
Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
Still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Very short kick taken right at the 20. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's got room. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. First down, going to the air with Love. Flush to his right. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
That's multiple times now. He's tagged him with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Again, it's Fournette. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
So, Charles, you look at this offense. What a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2000.
And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Cade Otton with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs are on the board first here this afternoon. Parkey with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 6-play drive.
And Cade Otton capped things off with a touchdown grab. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And his throw is incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
On play action, Fields. Flushed out right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean,
Fields hit and the ball is loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. The aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sets.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 7 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's number 6 in the league in receiving yards, and he plays for his team first. But he also, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, if I can get into the top 5, that might affect his bonus in his contract.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. From the 17, Love. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. To the air again, Love. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. Play fake. Here's Love. Touchdown! Trevon Wesco. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Bucs have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields on the move to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Parkey with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 12 carries, 58 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though. He knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
And a throw right sideline is complete. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
They'll roll him out right. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Off play action. Fields
sliding out of the pocket. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
on 4th down. Fields
on the run. He'll let this go deep right side.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside.
Fournette is in trouble, and he goes down to the end zone. 2 points. That's a safety.
So, Charles, this organization used a high pick to acquire this man's defensive services, and that's a good reason why right there, as he's able to force the safety.
Yeah, it's not just his athletic ability that they drafted. They love his mind, and to me, he saw that play develop in his head before the snap. He knew the point he needed to get to, and unbelievable instincts for the game came to the front. Heck of a play he just made right there.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Chicago.
Darnell Mooney. 70 yards, and the Bears are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. If they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They begin with a run by Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second down, Love. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Play action. It's Fields.
He'll buy some time right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Off play action. Fields rolling to his right. And he's able to take.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
Throwing again on second down.
Fields. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields steps away to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
For the Bears at a disappointing 1-4 as they start play. They were losers their last time out, trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah.
Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Buccaneers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Running out of the gun with White. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Love. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things off.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Carlton Davis picks it. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge, a successful one. First down, Love to pass. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. Mike Evans from 19 yards away. And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly. Now Parkey for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. To throw again on second down. Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Fields. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already showed in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
They snap it to Fields. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Fields throwing again. Forced out to his left. Montgomery another target and catch. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Throwing again on second down. Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Throwing again is Fields. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. Jordan Love ready on first down here. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On second down, here's Fournette. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On third down, Fournette. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up fourth.
Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So we reach halftime.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
He used to be surprised by a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not, because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to give him a chance to work through some of the issues he had in the first half.
Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
They'll go again with Herbert.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
To throw is Fields.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by M.J. Stewart. 20, 10, and it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And some room to maneuver. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there.
His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack.
Love.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Love. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Steps away. And down he'll go at the 25. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Fields now to throw.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields.
They'll roll him out right.
That's going to be caught downfield by Mooney.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
On 1st down, Fields.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Bucs are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Touchdown! Scotty Miller, 58 yards.
And the Bucs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Parkey adds the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this off.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Give them 32 on the play. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
The big Vita Vea pushing his way through to wind up with a sack.
After the sack on first down, Fields. And he finds Montgomery complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Now Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Sliding out of the pocket.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. So after the big play on fourth, here's 1st and 10. Fields.
And he fires one incomplete.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. One of the few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
To the air again, Fields.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an
touchdown Bears!
Chase Claypool,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Trying to run it in with Montgomery.
And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped them in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here, 3rd and a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Inside handoff now to Fournette. It's a first down following a gain of 3. No surprise this offense would be able to convert. They're currently second in the league in first downs, and they pick up one here.
Yeah, not a stat that we talk about a heck of a lot, but it's a vital one. And in this case, it's really vital because what does it do? Keeps their defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And that'll bring up fourth down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. To try again after the sack. Fields. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. On first down, it's Fields.
And now here is another interception. Carlton Davis picks it. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only have they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
This will be fielded inside to 5. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David.
And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football.
Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they will take a knee here. And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on 3rd.
Could play an exotic coverage.
Down to a knee goes Love, and that should be the final act of this football game.
And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game, that means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season. But on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that.
I come alive in the dark, and I keep getting stronger. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. I pull the sword out the border, walk a floor full of cobras. Go to war with you all, we can brawl toe to toe. I can tighten loops in my lace and make lightning lose in a race. I make fire cool and come back from the triangle and Bermuda. I can suit up, live in the moon up, working and outsmarting computers. I can outswim all the tuna, and that's without a scuba. So in the laws of nature, I'm breaking the rules. Only thing I'm bad at is being a loser. I can make time traveling a surprise. Make graveyards feel alive. Break the immortal down to his demise. Look up and beam to the stars so you can turn off the lights. I come alive in the dark, and I keep getting stronger. Tonight I hunt with the pride. You can't take my pride away. I can sing with the birds and the trees in the morning, or roll like the storms way over the ocean. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. Even on the days when I'm late as ever, my timing is right. Even in the darkest moments, stay close, I'm that shine in the light. I can make an earthquake nervous, I can make the sun wear a visor. I can make a wise owl see me as a daily advisor. I'm that cool shade, peaceful night, and still my breath is a storm, I bet. I can make the thunder clap when I perform. It's just that in the laws of nature, I'm breaking the rules. Only thing I'm bad at is being a loser. Hey, I can make time travel a surprise. Make graveyards feel alive. Break the immortal down to his demise. I make the moon blue. I make him pigs fly. Now I move mountains. I would have beaten the heart of a crash test dummy. I'm more so astounded. Yeah. Look up and beam to the stars so you can turn off the lights. I do the impossible, impossible.